everybody. Welcome to West Coast Wednesday. My name is Miss Emily. This is
Miss Megan.
from West Coast Swing Online. We are going to talk today about how to apply anchor styling to your West Coast swing patterns. So if you visited with us last week, last Wednesday actually, we did an anchor styling routine. We're going to quickly go over that first, and then we are going to apply it to a couple of basic patterns for your West Coast swing. So we are going to turn around. We will go through the 8 different kinds of anchors, and then we will talk about how to apply them into your pattern. So first, we just had our step tap. So we're going to step with our right foot to the side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty easy. How are we doing, Facebook? Are we good on YouTube? Thanks for joining us. So we are going over our 8 anchors. First, we're going to do our step tap. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From here, we did a triple with a slide. So still starting with our right foot, we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, let's put both of those together. So we are still doing our step taps first and then our triple with a slide. Starting with the right foot, we have 1, tap, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Cool, let's do that one more time, those 2 together, then we will add the next one. Step taps to the side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now for this one, you're going to take your right foot and cross in front. So we have 1 and 2. Same thing with the left foot. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Let's do that one more time. Just the crossing in front, starting with our right foot. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Cool, let's put all 3 of those together. So we have the step taps, the triple with the slide, and the cross in front. All together, 7, 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now we cross in front. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now from here, you're going to take your right foot cross behind. So you can kind of stay on that angle if you want. We have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Let's just do that last one by itself, so the cross behind, starting with our right foot. We have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So if we put these 4 together, these are going to be more of your basic ones, and the next 4 are going to get a little bit trickier with changing levels and different varying timing. So step tap, triple with the slide, cross in front, and then cross behind. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and cross in front. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now cross behind. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, that is the first half. Now we are going to add a dip tap. So instead of just going to the side for a step tap, we're going to change our levels a little bit. So this is one of the styling options, are changing levels, and you'll see that in a few of the other ones that we do as well. So this one you're going to go down first. So we dip and tap, dip and tap, dip and tap, dip and tap. So So you can add a little bit of a rotation with your upper body if you'd like. That's totally up to you. We're going to talk about how we don't want to affect the connection later, but for now, feel free to play around. So let's dip tap again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. The next one that we're going to do is a syncopated anchor. So from here, we're going to step and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So instead of taking out footwork, we're actually putting in extra steps for that. Let's try that again. So right foot's free. We have and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So if we put those two together, we're going to do the dip tap and then the syncopated anchor all together. 7, 8, we have dip, tap, dip, tap, dip, tap, dip. Now the syncopated, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's do that one more time. How are we doing out there? Perfect. All right, so the dip taps and then the syncopations. Here we go. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Cool. Any questions so far? Cool. We are now going to do the press and change of weight. So our right foot is free again. We're going to press over the right foot and change the weight. Press over the left, change the weight. Over the right, change the weight. Over the left, and change the weight. So you'll notice we're still staying in our 2-beat increments because that's all the time you have for your anchor step. So let's try that again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Let's do all 3 of those. So we have the dip tap, the syncopations, and the press with your change of weight. All right, dip first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Press and change. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. One last one. We have our floating anchor now, so we're going to go to the side. We have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So let's put that press and change of weight and the floating anchor together. Then we'll try all 4 of the last 8. So press first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We float. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, the last 4 anchors. We have the dip and tap. We have the syncopations. We've got the press and the change of weight, and then the floating anchor. So let's put all of those together. Then we're going to try all 8. Then we're going to put those to music. Woo! All right, so we go. And a dip. Tap, 3, 4, 5, 6. Syncopations next. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. We press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We float. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right. We've gotten through all 8. I know we are kind of breezing through this, but if you want a little bit more in-depth information, you can look back on last week's anchor styling and footwork class. So we are going to do that top to bottom, all 8, and then we're going to try it to music. Okay, I thought there was a question. All right, so we have our step taps first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1, and slide, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, cross behind, a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. We have a dip and tap. 3, 4, 5, 6. Syncopations here. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. We press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We float. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Benjamin, are you going to play our music for us? Fantastic. All right. So one of the questions we had last week was, can we see this to music? And due to a whole bunch of copyright things, we can only play certain songs. So we found one that's a good tempo to practice to. I think it's Tribute by Young. You have Young Logos Triumph. Sorry. Triumph by Young Logos. So if you look that up, you can practice, or you can practice with us right now. We're going to do it to music. 5, 6, 5, 6. Step taps here. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and slide. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Cross. Might be a little fast, but that's cool. Cross behind. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Dip and tap. Dip, tap. 4, 5, 6, syncopations, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We float. Sweet. So I lied. That was a little fast, but there are plenty of ones. The Intention song by Justin Bieber that we talked about last week, that is a perfect tempo to try this if you haven't already. So how do we apply these things to our West Coast swing patterns? There's tons of different ways that you can do it. We are just going to do it with some basics. So we're going to use a sugar push and a right side pass for today to kind of incorporate everything that we talked about. But a couple of key things that we can go through is the connection. So leaders, depending on which anchor you're trying to lead, or if you're not leading and the follower just kind of does their own thing, the one thing you have to make sure you remember is the connection on 4 or 6. So 4 for a 6 count pattern or 6 for an 8 count pattern. For a sugar push, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We want to lock into that. At that point, we have many different options that we can do. We can cross in front, we can go to the side, we can tap, we can dip, we can do whatever we want. But if we have that connection on 4, that's going to ensure that she also knows where you are in the pattern. So from here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to do a step and tap. Yes? Now we're going to do a right side pass and do our triple with a slide. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm clicking into that connection. We have 5 and 6. So you can feel in my body, in my upper body, and my lower body, if I lower and slide, Miss Megan can feel that in the connection here. You don't necessarily need 2 hands. You can do that just with your normal connection. Then if we did a sugar push and we cross in front, let's do that. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, as a leader, I'm going to start to rotate my upper body, and Miss Megan can feel that that's where that rotation is going if you're wanting to match these anchors. So 5 and 6. Let's just do all 3 of those. We'll start on this side. So sugar push first, we did our step tap. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We step and tap, a right side pass. 3 and 4, we triple to the side. A 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anchor to the front. All right? So now we're going to do our right side pass, and we're going to cross back. Let's add that in. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Cool. Ben's making noises behind the camera. All right, so let's talk about that. For the right side pass, there are a couple of different anchors that feel a little bit more natural. The cross in front probably feels more natural to some people, but for this drill, we're just going to alternate between the sugar push and the right side pass. It just kind of falls where it falls in this drill. So we're going to go from the top and do all 4 of those. We have the step tap first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step and tap. Right side pass. 2, 3, and 4. We triple and slide. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We cross in front, then a right side pass. 3 and 4, and we open it up. But if you'll notice when I do that, this doesn't move. So the more this moves, the less the follower is going to know what the heck you want her to do. And sometimes you don't even know what you want to do. So, yikes. But if you make sure that that 4 is here and it doesn't move, that is your job as the leader.
And the follower.
And the follower. So let's try those 4 again, and then we'll add the other ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. A step and tap. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, and slide. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We cross in front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, and 6. So now we're going to add the different levels. This is one of the things that I think is super fun, because depending on who your partner is, what the music is, that totally changes the feel of the dance. And I think there was an article that just came out about West Coast Swing being a conversation. So it's very much has to do with who your partner is, like I said, what the feel of the music is, what the tempo is, a lot of different factors that come into play there. Anything to add?
Only that all of these things can be done individually as long as I don't mess with the connection point. So like I could go back on my own, I could go in the front. The only thing that becomes a little tricky is if I go away from the connection point, it has to make sure that I don't bring this with me unless I'm the leader, and then he or she can lead that, and then at that point it can move.
Cool. So now we are going to add the different levels. We're going to add the dip tap to our sugar push. So let's do that now. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. A dip and tap. So one of the things that I think is fun is actually doing a little bit of a hitch, which is another giveaway for the follower to know that we're going to do something a little bit different. So from here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's a little bit of an up before we do the dip. So make sure you go up to go down, and we tap after that. Let's scoot back just a little bit. One more time. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6. Cool. The hitch is not required, but it's more fun, so why not do it? Now we're going to do the syncopation from the right side pass. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, I would probably only do this if I feel it in the music. So if there's something that's kind of urging me to do a little bit more footwork, sometimes there's some crazy notes going here and there, that's when I would do this, and I would hunker down on the 4 and make sure that that connection happens. Then we have and 5 and 6. So make sure that your connection is away, your core, not your butt. Your core is away, and you're ready to lead the next pattern. So let's do those 2 again. Starting with the dip tap, then the syncopation. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Cool. Any questions out there?
Can these moves be done at a higher BPM, 120 plus?
You mean today or just in general?
In general.
Oh, absolutely. But I would pick and choose which ones was like, I don't have the music for that. I would pick and choose which ones you do that to. So if it's a higher BPM, I would probably use the ones that take out a step rather than putting in a step.
Gotta have some fast feet if you're gonna put them in.
So any of the shaggers out there would totally be fine. But if you do want to practice to a higher BPM, the syncopations are fun too. So we're going to do those two again, and then we'll add the last two. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. A 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. From here, we are going to do the press and change of weight from the sugar push. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be a very, very quick tell to do that press and then change the weight. So again, I think we talked last week about not stepping too big. The more you step outside of your shoulder width, the less control you have. So unless you've got really, really strong legs, I would not go into a deep lunge unless you know you can get out of it. So let's do that again. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. A 5, 6. Still have our left foot free for the leaders, right foot free for the followers. Then we had our floating anchor. So we're coming straight to you. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, make sure you have that connection here. And I'm actually going to send my body, my upper body and my lower body, obviously, but my upper body a little bit before my lower body to lead the float. There's a couple of different names for that. I call it a floating anchor, whatever. For this drill, it's floating. Why not? So let's do the last two. From this side, we have the press and change of weight, and then we have the floating anchor. So sugar push first, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, a 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So a lot of the things that Megan and I are doing with our upper body are things that we are going to be covering on Friday?
I think so.
Friday for the body isolations and movement class. So a lot of different things. Make sure that you have a chair ready because we're going to be doing some chair dancing. And it's going to enable you to kind of unlock a little bit of more movement, hopefully, in your upper body, your rib cage, your head, all of that.
Who knows? You might even see Ben in the video.
Hey! Tune in just for that. All right, so let's do, I'm sorry? Yes.
Yay, questions.
On the press and change, how much weight are you putting on the press foot?
Oh, that's a great question. I think it depends on how.
70-ish?
Repeat it.
Yes, sorry. So the question was, how much weight for the press and change of weight do we put onto that lunging leg? Probably anywhere from 60 to 70, depending on how big it is, because if the bigger it is, I guess it'd be more split weight. But from here, I think it also depends on the speed. So the more I'm able to kind of get into that foot, if it's a slower song, if it's a faster song, it's going to be pretty quick, but it's probably like 70-30, somewhere in that range, 70 to 80 on this one, and then you just make sure that you come back or bring that foot in to the other leg. Good question. So let's put those last 4 together, and then we will try to do this to music. So we have our dip tap first. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. A dip and tap. A 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We press, change the weight, and a 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're going to try and do this from the top. So we're going to go between our sugar push and our right side pass because those are super basic patterns and ones that you use quite a bit. So
you don't have to think as much.
And you don't have to think as much because this will probably take up quite a bit of brain power. So we do our step taps first. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is triple with the slide. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We cross in front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the dip tap. A 1, 2, 3, and 4. A 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Press 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we've gone through all 8. Again, you can practice them in whatever order you would like. Disclaimer, we are going to try this to music. We may do the same anchor, we may not. But you know what? It's going to work out because we're going to have a connection on that 4, and it's going to be fantastic. So we're going to try it to music. It's a little fast, but we're going to do this. Oh, wait, the 16? Why not? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6. Triple and a slide. Cross in front. Cross behind. Dip tap. Syncopation. And 5 and 6. Press. 5, 6. Oh, we're so close. Almost did a tuck instead. We're good. I'm just dancing now. All right, so those were the 8 anchors that we did last week. Hopefully, putting it to patterns helped quite a bit. It's a really good drill to practice. Again, Intentions is a really good song to practice too. It's got a nice, slow, steady beat. Are there any questions, Benjamin?
No, just people requesting me in the video, and I blame you all.
So stick around.
One of these days, then I'll be in a video.
On Friday.
Maybe Friday.
Maybe. You'll have to tune in and see. So for those of you looking for things to do while we're on lockdown for the coronavirus, we do have a new musicality course that we just released, Musicality 2.0. It's on sale this week for $69. It's usually $159. It's a really great course, very comprehensive. It's a very good step-by-step, process to get you more comfortable with counting music. The other things that we have styling courses, ladies or followers and leaders. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to us. If you have any questions, please let us know. Miss Megan and Brian answer all the emails. So whatever you send in, you will get a response from them. So stick around. In just a few minutes, we are going to be coming back with an intermediate West Coast swing class. Thank you for coming today, now, and hanging out with us to learn how to apply your anchor steps to your West Coast swing patterns. All right, Miss Emily
And Miss Megan.
signing out.